second video where I am reviewing sentence types. Now, if you haven't watched the simple sentence video, you really have to go back and watch that one first so that you understand what I'm doing to make compound sentences, especially considering all the stuff you can add to a simple sentence that can get a little crazy, but it's still a simple sentence. So today we're talking about compound sentences, and just like we talked about in the simple sentence video, a compound is two or more things put together. So in a simple sentence, right, you can have a compound subject or you can have a compound verb, and I'll do a little bit of that in this video as well. But there are two ways that we make compound sentences, and both of those ways involve putting together two simple sentences. So you can see I have the basic idea here on the side. Simple plus simple equals compound. I have right here in the green two simple sentences. I am afraid of heights. We have the subject I and the predicate am afraid of heights. And then we have another simple sentence. Subject I, not that I'm self-centered, but we're just going to stick with this for now. And then another predicate, stay off the tops of tall buildings. Well, buildings, but we'll get to that in a second. So normally, right, there's two periods there. They're two simple sentences, but the idea is let's combine these into one sentence. And we talked last time about the importance of being able to have some sentence variety. So we don't always want to have simple sentences. We want to mix up the types of sentences and even the sentence order. So that said, two ways to combine these two simple sentences to make them compound. One would be with a comma and a conjunction, such as comma, so I stay off of tall buildings. Now, if you haven't heard of the fanboys before, which you may have, these are the different conjunctions that can put together simple sentences, and they are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So you can see that a couple of these would work. You could say, and I stay off tall buildings, but so is probably the best one here. So I stay off the tops of buildings. Now again, we can add a few different things to this just to embellish the sentence, but it's still a simple sentence. So if I was talking to my friend, dude, I'm afraid of heights, so I stay off of buildings, and then I can add a little sentence into here, especially tall ones. Okay, still a simple sentence. I could add a verb, shaky, condemned, buildings. So I can add adjectives to this as well, and it's still a simple sentence. So that said, you can look at the basic idea that you want to pay attention to is when you're looking at a sentence to try to figure out what kind of sentence this is, if you see a comma conjunction, it's usually going to mean two things. One, you want to look to the left of the sentence. Is this a simple sentence? You want to look to the right of the sentence. Is this a simple sentence? If they're both simple sentences, then you're going to have a compound sentence. You're also going to see, the same kind of conjunction when you have a list. So if you said, I brought donuts, juice, and what else did you bring besides? Oh, you need a napkin if you're going to have those two things. And napkins. Obviously, you have a comma conjunction here. So you look to the left. I brought donuts, juice. That's weird. Napkins, you look to the right. Obviously, it's just one word. So this is just a simple sentence as a list. But you get the basic idea. They can be a little more complicated than that. But you have a comma conjunction here, but clearly there's not simple sentences on either side. Whereas here in this sentence, right, comma conjunction here in the middle, and on either side, you have a simple sentence. Now, sometimes this here to the left or this here to the right could be a complex sentence. And if that's the case, that's something else entirely. And we're going to talk about that in the next video so that you can understand the difference between a simple compound and then a complex. But we'll get to that in the next video. The other way to put these two things together, right, instead of comma so, let's just get rid of the embellishments I put on here real quick. And we'll just leave it at this. We'll leave the building shaky and condemned. is a semicolon. Right? Semicolon. Dude, I'm afraid of heights. Semicolon. I stay off the tops of shaky condemned buildings. Good rule of thumb anyway. But I can add these two together and notice that there's no conjunction here now. No fanboy when you have the semicolon. It's either comma conjunction or the semicolon to connect the two simple sentences. Let's talk about a couple errors that people make when they do this. One would be what's called a comma splice. It's a run-on. If you do not have a conjunction here, but you have a comma there, that's a run-on. If you do not have a comma there, and you just jam them together, that's a run-on as well. If you just put the conjunction in there without the comma, that's a run-on as well. Run-ons galore. Run-ons for everybody. So you must have the comma conjunction or the semicolon on either side of those two things is a simple sentence, and then you have your compound sentence. All right? So hopefully that is clear to understand. Two simple sentences put together equal a compound sentence. In the next video, we'll talk about complex sentences and compound complex sentences, since those are just one step more to make a complex sentence into a compound complex sentence. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. See you next time. Hey, thank you for watching the video. I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel, share it with some people. Here are the rest of those videos. I have simple sentence reviews, complex, compound complex reviews, as well as other writing workshop kinds of videos that will help with paragraphs and thesis statements and that kind of thing. Here's a video that might also help with school, depending on what you're studying, and then just for fun. Appreciate you watching, appreciate you commenting, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Until next time.